Y'all, the scam thing is really getting out of control. It's to the point where the scammers are hitting the job boards. The scam company are hitting the employment boards, the online employment sites, the reputable job sites that you and I are used to going to look for jobs. They're now being infiltrated by the scammers now. What they're doing is they're taking basic positions that you and I would normally apply for, and they are cloaking themselves in those positions to sucker people into their game. They're disguising themselves as customer service leads and data entry technicians and work at home, stay at home business opportunities and all these fancy names, or travel sales associates and things like that, just so you could turn around and get involved in their business when in actuality you're not an employee. They're either doing one or two things. They're either trying to get you involved in a scam where they get you to do a whole lot of work and never pay you because they're not legitimate, or they're a legitimate business, but what they are is they're not a business that has employees. What they are a multi-level marketing firm that is trying to recruit people in their downline, and the only way that they can get the attention of as many people as possible is to try to put out employment opportunity ads and get job seekers to answer the ads. Now, I don't know if any of you have had experience with multi-level marketing. I have had it in numerous industries in the past. And at the end of the day, it always boils down to the same thing. And a lot of these industries, they do have good products to offer, but they use the product as the lure to get people into the organization. And then once you learn the product and you promote the product, then eventually they'll come at you and try to get you to try to sell the business and tell you how much the real money is with the business as opposed to the product. Oh yeah, the product is nice, but the real money is with the business. And if you really want to make real money, and there's always different levels of how you could be this super mass ambassador, emperor, silver, star, platinum, titanium, uranium, universal, 10-star, supreme being, leader of the organization is going to make $1 million a month because their levels, that's how they get you in. And the way they do it, because see, if they put it out there like that, they know they're not going to get that many responses. So the best way to get a response is to say, okay, we're going to lure them with the opportunity of saying, we need people to hire. We're hiring people. We're hiring customer service people for our agency. We're hiring customer service people for our business to help promote or help assist our customers with our products, customer relations with our products, customer maintenance with our services. These are some of the phrases that are used. Update product databases. That's another phrase that's used. And they'll take you to the extent, oh, the training is paid. The training is paid. Yes, it is. It's paid by them, but you're not getting paid. Okay? When you see the words paid training, you have to be very careful. You have to ask specific questions sometimes. When you go into the interview, Are you being paid hourly during the training, or does that mean the training is being paid by the company and is free for you? So you're going to have to ask specific questions. Or if they say if it's free training, okay, it's great, that's free training, but are you getting paid during the free training, or is it just free all the way around and you get paid after the fact? Okay? Or if it's a situation, if you have to go out of town for the training, great, we'll provide training in such and such location. Okay, they'll pay for the training when you go to that location, but does that include the transportation to the from the location? What about your lodging while you're training? You got to do 2 weeks in Alamo, Texas. That's fine. But are they paying for your transportation to Alamo, Texas? Are they paying for your lodging while you're there? You have to ask those questions, or are you going to be responsible for that? Another one is equipment. This is a common one. Equipment will be provided. Great. So the company is going to provide all of the equipment for you. But if they're providing the equipment for you, does that mean that that equipment is going to be provided at customer cost? At company cost? Or is the equipment provided and they deduct that fee from your check? These are questions you have to ask. And it's a shame it has to come to that, because it wasn't like that back in the day. Now, on my channel before, I did a live where I talked about that, where I actually had an online interview with someone who offered me a position. And the first red flag that I noticed that was the very high hourly salary for a freelance position. I thought it was abnormally high salary for the freelance position. I thought that was a red flag. And the second red flag that I had is that it was an online position, but the thing is, it was a totally written position and there was no Zoom. It was totally scripted. So I didn't have a chance to even hear the person's voice. There was no vocal communication at all. And the thing about it is, when we got toward the end of the conversation, all of a sudden there was this big 10-minute conversation about the equipment, and boom, here we go. I'm going to hurry up and get this contract drawn up to you so you can get it signed, and I'm going to go ahead and put in for the equipment to be sent over to you. Great. But then when I get the contract, that's where the flags really and the bells and whistles really went off on me, because the way the contract was drawn up, the grammatical errors were ridiculous. The fonts, the differences in the fonts, the formatting was off, the spacing was off. The document that was presented to me was so sloppily put together. There was no way that this was a corporate document. So my initial reaction was to contact the company that this organization was impersonating, and they confirmed what I already knew. But see, I already have a part-time position. What about the person who is desperately seeking a job and is putting in resumes? Hundreds of resumes every single week. Do you know the average job seeker is spending at least 30 to 40 hours a week looking for a job? They're spending full-time hours looking for a job, putting in resumes and applications and doing interviews. The average job seeker putting in those type of hours every single week would have submitted at least 150 to 200 resumes and interviews by the end of that week, not knowing what type of companies they're dealing with or anything else. So could you imagine what fragile state they would be in? So you have to be very, very careful. So now they have something else to concern themselves with. Now they have to be more skeptical when they're going on these formerly trusted job boards now. Because now when they see a customer service position or a data entry position or technician sought, or especially the freelance positions or the work at home positions, it's to the point now where people don't even want to bother looking for work anymore because they don't even know if what they're being offered is even really true. They throw their hands up in the air, and for most of them who don't want to give up, they just figure, you know what, forget trying to work for someone else. I'm just going to go ahead and just gig and side hustle for myself because I can't trust anyone else. Because I'm sick and tired of the scams. And that's part of the reason, my friends, there are so many people that are not accounted for in the unemployment numbers because a lot of them have given up as far as trying to look for a traditional 9-to-5 job. They're not included in those numbers anymore because they're tired of spending 50% of their time being either rejected or lost in the shuffle and 50% of their time being scammed. So I hope this brings a little clarity to you. And if you're one of these people that are still trying to make it happen, it will. It will. I'm not saying that you're going to get scammed. I'm just trying to make you aware and try to bring some clarity to the different ways that people present themselves. Just make sure that the pertinent information is there. Ask questions. And make sure that if a job posting has information in there, make sure that they have the salary listed. I do not understand the purpose of having a job site and you having employers posting jobs with no salary information. It doesn't make any sense to me. If they don't want to put specific job salary information, they should at least place a range. The purpose of you looking for a job is to find out how much money you're going to make so you can make money to take care of what you have. It makes no sense to post a job if you're not going to post how much you're going to pay. It's a waste of your time. And for goodness sake, if you do see something like that, has an extensive explanation and does not answer your basic questions in regards to compensation, hours, and what the basic job duties are, and basic contact information, do not answer it. So I kind of hope this helps someone. Have a great day.